So we're here at the Financial Fitness Forum. I'm with the man, the myth, the legend again, Rex Mendoza. Now we're gonna talk about something different today. Let's talk about something that people need to know, but they don't actually talk about it. Let's talk about retirement.
Hi, I'm Rex Mendoza. I'm inviting all of you to Icon 2019. It's going to be very exciting. I'm going to be talking about a bit of my corporate career, how I leverage on that to create my businesses and side hustles until those businesses became my main lines. And then all throughout that space, I was able to become a successful investor. It is a journey. It has its ups and downs. I want to be able to share that and share my lessons with you. So, see you in Icon 2019. It's going to be very, very exciting. Thank you.
Also know you, sir. Oh, he's the master of everything.
One, two. Isa pa po. One, two. Thank you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Be ready. This talk will be the best today.
Yes. I'm sure, sir.
Super, super.
Pakinggan po, kainin po.
Thank you, thank you. So, here's my question. When is the best time for people to retire, and when is the best time for them to prepare for retirement? Are those the same, or are those two different things?
I guess that's very important to note. No? I'd start with what you said. Something that people don't talk about, but will eventually get into.
Okay.
So, let me start with misconceptions. So, people think, I'm gonna retire at age 60, I'm gonna retire at age 65. People think of it as an age. I guess that's the wrong thing.
Okay.
Retirement is not an age. It's a time of capability. So even if you're 40, if you can retire at 40, then retire at 40. If you're 60, retire at 60.
Okay.
But you have to make sure you're capable, not age-wise, but financial-wise, capable of retiring. Now the second part, because it's a time of capability, then you have to begin preparing for it today as early as possible. Because the earlier you can prepare for it, the earlier you can retire.
Better. Okay. So people say that I need to get this investment. This will be for my retirement. Does it have to be that way? That one investment, my retirement is there, or can you do a series of investments that will ultimately lead up to retirement also?
That is the way to do it,
Okay.
Marvin. Perfectly, that's the way to do it. Because we have to start first. Huh?
Okay.
Clarity and objective. What will be acceptable to you? At age 60, like let's say you target retirement at age 60, or even 55. If I'm gonna be happy with 200,000 a month,
Okay.
monthly stipend in perpetuity at age 60, coming from a base of investments that can be partly stocks, that can be partly real estate, that can be partly mutual funds, insurance, then I can retire. So the job now is to put yourself where you are currently to that point where you can get that 200,000 monthly.
Okay.
So in effect, what I'm saying is you have multiple buckets of investments to reach that particular objective. And you can track yourself how you're getting there on a more regular, more program basis.
Okay. Now I want to zero in on that on something more strategic naman. Kasi if you're for example 35 right now, you say I'll end all of this by 50 or 45 years. So you have a good 10 to 15 years. You can't put that all on something that will give you fixed income in perpetuity, because at a certain point you still need to have a certain amount of funds that are growing. When do you know that, hey, I put this amount in growing funds, then I start to shift already on something that will give me passive income?
Perfect. I mean, that's what we need to do.
Okay.
If you have 15, 20 years, then your focus will have to be growth.
Okay.
There is volatility, but volatility will help you because you still have a long way to go.
Is it practical to say that I'm 35, I want to retire at 50, or since it's the curve is not as long, do they have to probably extend it, or they just try to earn as much as they can right now?
I'd rather work on it
Okay.
as a given, as a goal, and then let's see if we're like 48, 49, then we'll have to like
Tas
check.
kulang.
Yeah. So there is a reality check
Okay.
along the way. There is like a year-to-year review that you can do. So going back to your earlier notion, I mean, I'm gonna put everything more on a growth portfolio.
Okay.
Very little on cash and cash needs, emergency funds. But as I get to like the 10th year, the 15th year, I will dial down that growth. I will now like get profits, shift it to more fixed income, more guaranteed instruments because I am already about to retire. And when you're about to retire, I'm not saying get out of growth positions. No, there is still a growth position but that's not gonna be majority of your portfolio.
Okay. Now, as you start to shift and you start to do those investments, has it ever come to a point that what if by the time I'm supposed to retire, the market crashes already, and then what's gonna happen to my money if everything is pegged in that? What should they do if that scenario happens, naman?
That's why that scenario shouldn't happen.
Okay.
If you're getting closer and closer to your retirement date, you have to have little exposure on something that can be volatile. I'm not saying zero,
Okay.
but very little. Because if everything is there and you retire, you cannot retire.
You're in trouble.
Right?
Yeah,
And
you're in
if that's your target retirement date, you cannot retire because your target is not gonna be hit. Right? I guess the essential thing to note here is that you have a goal to hit and you have to monitor yourself every time if you're nearing or achieving that goal. So you will know. And come the time things change, you're getting closer to hanging up your gloves. Little by little, you secure that position, right? When it's par, you don't need a secure position because growth can be with you all throughout volatility. But when you're close, you don't want to take that risk.
Now, there's a big range of people watching this video, no? Normally from 25 to 45. What if you're 45 years old? Is it too late na? Because we always talk about time as being the greatest arbitrage in investing. But if you lost those 20, 25 years that you should have invested, is it late?
It is never too late. It is never too late to do the right things. See, if you're not gonna start now, then when are you gonna start? It's not a losing proposition. You still have a few years. And even if you have 5 years to go, all I can say is that you probably would be happier toning down your goals. But you'd rather do that than thinking you can maintain that same lifestyle and not stop working at all. Because you will have to be dependent on someone else. So my point is to make sure that we know what realistically we can achieve and work on that given the time frame. Now, if you're young and you're like 25, 21, great for you. I mean, learn from this now, plunge into it because it's very important. Time is of the essence, and if you have time with you, it's going to be very hard to fail.
Now, here's another on that. If you're 45 and then nothing pa, you haven't really started pa, do you drastically change your lifestyle that all of those things that are non-essential, you strip it down first so that you can prepare for it, or you just go on and then just find sources of income na lang?
I will do the former. Because if you do the latter, my mom told this to me and I always remember it. Rex, there are only two choices. Enjoy now, suffer later. Or suffer now, enjoy later. I would rather suffer a bit now to make sure that later will be palatable for me. Later on will be manageable for me. Because it's very hard at that late age to be dependent on someone.
And if you're younger, kasi you have options pa. You have the ability to do other things. Later on, that option start to dwindle down na.
The last thing you want is for something so unsure. And you get that particular scenario at a late stage in your life where you don't have the flexibility. It's so hard to work. You're getting sick. Will you be dependent on someone else? So I'd rather calibrate my lifestyle today and build up on my retirement because I'd rather enjoy my twilight years in a secure way.
Lastly, up to you if you want to answer this. At what age did you say na okay na, even if I stop working right here, right now, my passive income, my assets can take care of me? So just to inspire people that it can be done, it's possible that hindi mo kailangan ng malaking mana para kumita ng pera.
That particular crossover between my passive income and my active income happened a long time ago. I'm not gonna pin down that date, but that happened a long time ago. But I'm doing what I'm doing today because I'm enjoying it. It's not that I'm hard up and I need to do this and that. But you see, we are making a difference. So it's very important that you push your passive exponential income to go past by your linear and active income. And when that happens, you now get into something very important. You work because you want to, not because you have to. There is a difference. And you work because you want to, you now get back to your purpose. Because I'll tell you this, a lot of people prepare for retirement thinking money. That's financial preparation. You have to prepare psychologically as well. So you have the funds to live on, that is financial, but you have to have the fun to live for. You know me, Marvin, we go around doing all of these things. We're having fun. This is fun. This is making a difference. This has purpose. Now, if we get to earn a little money from it, what's wrong with that, right? But we're not pinning that down to be the sole objective of what we do today because we've been there, we've done that. So, very important, fun to live for on top of funds to live on.
And what I've realized is if you start to shift from more passive sources of income, for me, it allows you to become more aggressive on your current investments, and it allows you to do what you want. But because you really want it, you become good at it, and as you become good at it, more money comes as well. So there.
And as I say, I'm now playing with my children's money, right? It's not something that I'll need to draw on my twilight years.
Okay, so more of that. If you want to know more about funds and investing, I'll put the link below for Rapper so they can get in touch with you with areas on where you can put your investments.
We can help you. We can help you on this journey, and we can handhold you doing the right things now.
Alright, so that's it for now. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.